Yo, what's up guys? C-Jax back with another video, and I had to make this video real quick, right? Because at the end of the day, WWE clearly does not care and does not like Cody Rhodes at all. Now, obviously, I don't really like Cody Rhodes either as a character, but I'm a real human being, right? So as a human being, I have to at least admit that I respect you. I love you, Kevin Owens. I need you. Wheatley, so good I drink it nightly. You know what I'm saying? I respect Cody Rhodes off camera. He seems like a good dude. The actual human being Cody Rhodes is a good guy, it seems like, right? But in character and in his title reign, he sucks. He's being booked like a wimp, and WWE seems to know that and continue to do it because they don't care. Now, starting off with this, right? Clash at the Castle, he came out and did the first match versus AJ Styles. This match was mid. Bash in Berlin, he comes out first, wrestles Kevin Owens. This match was above mid, but still wasn't that good. And it has no stakes pretty much, which we're going to talk about Kevin Owens in a second, all right? He beat up Cody Rhodes outside a trailer. I'm not going to show the footage of it here. I showed it in my last video around the 3-minute mark. I got y'all, but if you haven't seen it, yeah, go look it up. Kevin Owens beat up Cody Rhodes last night after Bad Blood. But as well as that, we also have last night is the glaring example that WWE does not care about Cody Rhodes. And I don't either, obviously, but this is the thing. Last night, in his hometown of Atlanta, Georgia, in Bad Blood, they had the WWE champion, which obviously I have to get this out of the way. Once a jobber, always a jobber. Cody Rhodes was Stardust at one point and was fighting to barely get he's grounding for scraps to compete for like tag belts and for the IC title. So in Cody Rhodes' a majority of his career, yes, he's been an undercarder / jobber, all right? It's just the facts. However, WWE is trying to convince us over and over and over again, this dude is the face of the company, the North Star of the wrestling division, Cody Rhodes, American Nightmare, Dusty, my daddy, Dusty. Like, dude, just chill out, man. Relax. But as long as WWE continues to try and tell us and convince us that he's the number one guy, they don't even believe that he's the number one guy, and obviously we don't either. The number one guy, who is Roman Reigns, he's the biggest and best star in this company, the biggest draw in the company as of right now and as of the last 5 to 10 years pretty much, and that's just how it is. It's the facts. But last night, in Cody's hometown, they bring out this band, and they're basically playing like these instruments, the trumpet and saxophones, like this college band, and they're introducing him. They botch the introduction, which is unacceptable. Then after that, Cody Rhodes' intro for the boom, boom. Wrestling has more than one royal family. Boom, boom. Wrestling has more than one royal family. Boom, boom. We just botched this dude's opening. Boom, boom. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what they did. They botched his opening so bad with the trumpet playing, and it was so off sync that they had to play Cody's entrance at the beginning of it two times, I think, in order to actually make sense for this dude to get out. But by the time he got out, the fans are all confused. So in his hometown of Georgia, he ends up getting a pretty weak pop compared to what he normally gets on like an episode of SmackDown or at a PLE. You get what I'm saying? And that alone is embarrassing. But that's not the problem. Why is the WWE champion going out first in a tag match? I understand Roman Reigns is the biggest and best star in the world. We already know that in the wrestling world. We already know that, right? But when it comes to this, what you're actually telling us about Cody being the number one guy and the WWE champion and the North Star of the wrestling company, why is he not coming out first then? It's one thing for a fan to realize, yes, Roman is a way bigger and better star, and it's not close. Obviously, if it was up to me, I would have Roman Reigns come out last as well. I mean, he's the biggest attraction of the entire show. However, for the WWE creative team, Triple H himself, and the company to recognize that and basically tell him to his face in his own hometown, hey, buddy, you're coming out first because the guy that's about to come out is much better than you. He's a bigger draw than you. The fans care about him more than you. And so even in your hometown, you're coming out first. You're getting the jobber entrance, the lesser half of the tag team entrance. Like, what? Even at WrestleMania 40, they had Seth Rollins came out after Cody Rhodes on their tag team. I'm like, this is embarrassing, dude. I understand that we can recognize this dude's title reign sucks, and, he has been cutting bad promos and doing meaningless and, bad feuds, but this is just ridiculous at this point. We know as fans, but why is Triple H and the company treating him like this? This is sad. And it just shows you the fact that they are recognizing Cody Rhodes is not the face of the company and the leader of the company, the number one guy in the company, like they expected him to be. The viewership is down with him as champion. I mean, he gets over 1 million less viewers on average than Jinder Mahal did when he was WWE champ, 7 years ago. So that's just ridiculous, right? But that's pretty much the truth of the situation. And it doesn't end here, folks, because after Bad Blood, Not Roman Reigns, sorry. Kevin Owens shows up in a Lamborghini. Again, I can't show that clip here because I don't want to get like a violence warning or anything like that, an age restriction like they did when I tried to post it last night. So, again, if you want to see it, just go look it up. Kevin Owens pulls up in a Lambo and beats the crap out of Cody Rhodes behind his little Wheatley bus, his libation bus, as I like to call it. You get what I'm saying? And I'm like, how many times is this guy going to just get embarrassed? And in promos as well, we have to talk about this with Kevin Owens. Every single promo that Cody Rhodes does with Kevin Owens or Orton or Roman Reigns or any of these people, he always has to play the second fiddle in the wimp in the conversation. He always has to be the guy to say, I respect you, I admire you, you have done amazing things for me. And listen, Cody seems like a pretty humble guy and a pretty respectful dude off camera, like I said before. But this is in real life wrestling. This is a storyline, dude. Play the character. Stop being a wimp. This is ridiculous. He's a WWE champion, and he's coming out first in a tag team match versus Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu? I mean, what is there even left to say about this guy? And this is another way that WWE disrespects this guy. All of Cody's feuds, pretty much since becoming champion, are all done pretty much to service the bloodline, or to service Solo Sikoa in the aiding of the bloodline, or to service Roman Reigns' return, or Roman Reigns in a story now in a tag match. Everything he does is in support or in service to some other storyline or some other character. And this is embarrassing. All of this stuff with this tag match and him being in it was all because of Roman to team up and have Jimmy come back and then The Rock come back and have all these epic moments that pertain to the bloodline and stars that are simply bigger than him with The Rock and Roman. It's that simple. And I'm like, why is this the way that it is? This dude had one feud with AJ Styles and that feud was mid at best. And outside of that, it's just been straight bloodline. Straight bloodline, Kevin Owens, same rinse and repeat stuff. I mean, come on, man. I understand that he's not even like a top 4 talent right now in the WWE, not even probably top 5. But bro, treat him with some respect at least, you know? I mean, I don't understand this, man. And then with Kevin Owens beating him up, you would think that, oh, okay, cool. So the one feud that they've been kind of alluding to this whole time, maybe after, turning Kevin Owens heel, which they should have done 2 months ago, but they did it late, maybe, we'll get Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes at a nice match at a PLE, because Kevin Owens is talented in the ring, Cody's got some talent in the ring too, obviously, and, maybe they can put on a good match at Crown Jewel. But guess what? Bald HHH, the egghead Hunter Hearst Helmsley, the egghead Triple H, he basically announces that at Crown Jewel, it's going to be a champion versus championship match with Nia Jax versus Liv Morgan, and then Cody Rhodes versus Gunther, right? Because they're the 2 WWE champions of their respective brands, and they're going to fight for the Crown Jewel championship. And yes, this championship looks sick, but the problem is, no matter who wins this match, they're not going to be holding it on a week-to-week basis, on Raw or SmackDown. If Gunther wins the Crown Jewel title, he's not going to be holding that along with the world title. It would be sick if he did, but it's a one-time title for a one-time match and a one-time event. That happens one time a year now from here on out at Crown Jewel. So it's like, what is the point of this? Instead of having an actual interesting conclusion to a feud that could have been better with Kevin and Cody, you could have built up to it over the next 4 weeks before Crown Jewel and then done a big payoff match with Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens, to conclude this feud. But instead, now you have Cody Rhodes who's basically going to do a meaningless match versus Gunther, and that's going to take away another opportunity Cody had to at least have a decent feud in this boring and bad title reign. WWE does not respect this guy. There's as much as the times Cody Rhodes goes out there and says, I respect you, I love you, I need you, Kevin Owens. Wheatley. Like, what? After all the times he's gone on and respected this company, or, well, allegedly, he respects everyone, allegedly, right? He comes out there and says that in every promo, just for him to get treated with disrespect. The WWE champion, who regardless of how many times they tell you he's the top guy, is not treated like a top guy. He's not even, not that he's not treated like the top guy, because obviously, guys like Roman and, Drew McIntyre, Rollins, Punk even at this point, they're all, bigger draws than Cody Rhodes. We already know this, right? But the thing is, you still are telling us he's a number 1 guy, so can you at least treat him like he is a top guy? Not the top guy, just treat him like he's a top guy, which, among today's standards and, this roster, yes, he is one of the top guys. And they don't treat him like that at all. And it's like, I feel bad for this dude. I know I've bashed his title reign and I bashed his character over the last year or two, and I get it, man, because it has not been good. I'm not going back on that at all. Trust me. Cody Rhodes' reign is awful, and it's one of the worst WWE title reigns I've ever seen, and his promos have been garbage, etc. You know, the storylines are meaningless, empty feuds, all that stuff, you know? At the end of the day, I just feel bad for this dude Cody, man, because what it boils down to is the fact that obviously Cody on his own merit with his promos, his storytelling, and his matches and his feuds have been garbage, because as a champion, he just hasn't been good. He's been awful, right, to put it nicely. But the thing is that even though he's doing all this, we cannot lose track of the fact that Cody Rhodes is a transitional champion. Just like Damian Priest was a transitional champion, we all knew the moment he won at Mania. We were like, oh yeah, cool cash-in, it was a pretty great moment, but we know after this it's just going to be a pretty trash title reign for the most part. And that's exactly what it was. It was a pretty bad reign, right? That's what Cody Rhodes is doing. He's still a transitional champion, even if the transition may end up taking a year because the person he beat, Roman Reigns, had the belt for like 4 or 5 years, so you can't just have the person who beats him only hold it for like 4 months or whatever. So obviously Cody's going to hold it for a longer period of time, but it's still a transition. Once he's done, the belt will go to Roman, or the belt will go to The Rock, or to Cena, or whoever the heck else, Randy Orton, even whoever takes the belt from him is going to get it within the next year. And we already know this. And by the end of this reign, I'm pretty sure people will look back on it and consider this reign mediocre at best, but me, myself, I'm considering it awful. So hopefully WWE changes their tune on Cody Rhodes and maybe does something different. But right now, the championship reign has been bad by all kinds of means, and they're treating the championship reign as it being bad. And no matter, like I always say, no matter how many times WWE or the media or anyone in general, honestly, tries to tell you something over and over again, but you really know the truth, you have to just believe it, man. Like I said in a video before, I was like, the media always try to tell people like, oh yeah, bro, Steph Curry's better than LeBron, Durant's better than LeBron, when they started winning rings, like, in the super team that Golden State had in the late 2010s, right? But we all knew LeBron was better than every single one of those guys. LeBron James is arguably, in my opinion, I think he's the greatest player ever, right? But, the media is still trying to tell you that Curry and Durant were better than this dude. I'm like, no, they weren't. Are you out of your mind? So it's a similar thing here. They're trying to tell you Cody's the best in the world and he's the top guy and all this other stuff. He's not, and they're treating him like he's not, and we know he's not. But hopefully they change this. Maybe they'll do something different with him going forward. But right now, this has been a disaster in Triple H and WWE. They know it. Let me know what you think of this video. Let me know what you think about Cody Rhodes and his title reign and how they're treating him right now. And as always, I hope you guys have a phenomenal day. Peace out.